You're still wearing makeup.
Yes.
It's our wedding night. You can relax now.
I'm relaxed. You've been wearing it all day, even during the ceremony.
I always do.
Always?
It's better this way.
Better for what?
For everyone.
You don't trust me.
Trust has nothing to do with this.
Some things should stay hidden.
We're married now. There shouldn't be secrets between us.
There are always secrets.
Take it off.
No.
Why not?
Because you won't like what you see.
Come on. How bad could it be?
Bad enough.
Then maybe I should decide that myself.
The room fell into a heavy silence. For a few seconds, nothing moved. The husband stood frozen, eyes fixed on her hand, still hovering near her face, still not removing the makeup. Something about that pose felt wrong. Not hesitation. Not fear. Something else. Something controlled. You said you'd show me, he said, trying to sound confident, but his voice cracked slightly. She didn't respond. Instead, she slowly turned toward the mirror again. Her reflection stared back, but this time, it didn't match perfectly. There was a delay. Just a fraction of a second. But enough to make his stomach tighten. "Did you see that?" he whispered. She smiled faintly. "I told you, it's better not to look too closely." A cold breeze slipped through the room, even though every window was shut. The candle near the bedside flickered violently. The shadows stretched across the walls, longer than they should have been. "Take it off," he said again, more forcefully this time. No answer. Then, slowly, her fingers touched her cheek. Not wiping. Not removing. Just resting there. As if she was feeling something beneath the surface. "You really want to see?" she asked softly. He swallowed. "Yes." Another pause. Longer this time. He could hear his own heartbeat now. Loud. Unstable. "Then don't look at me," she said. "Look at the mirror." That sentence sent a chill down his spine. But he did it anyway. He turned his gaze toward the mirror. For a moment, everything looked normal. Her back facing him. Her reflection calm. Still wearing makeup. Still perfect. Then, the reflection moved. Before she did, his breath caught. In the mirror, her hand slowly dragged down her face. But in reality, she hadn't moved yet. "What?" he whispered. The reflection continued. Peeling. Smearing. Distorting. The makeup didn't come off like powder or paint. It stretched. Like something stuck to her skin. No, this isn't. And then, her real body finally moved. Matching the reflection. Too late. He stepped back, panic rising in his chest. "What are you doing?" She didn't answer. Her fingers pressed deeper into her cheek. As if the makeup wasn't on her face, but fused into it. The mirror showed something else now. Something beneath. Something darker. Something not human. And then she whispered, "You should have let me keep it on." The air in the room turned cold. Not normal cold. The kind that creeps under your skin and stays there. He stumbled backward, his eyes locked on the mirror. What is that?" His voice trembled. She didn't turn around. She didn't need to. Because whatever he was seeing wasn't fully her anymore. In the reflection, her face continued to distort. The makeup stretched unnaturally, as if it had weight, as if it was alive. Thin cracks appeared across her reflection skin. Not like dry skin. Like something underneath, trying to break through. "No, stop," he whispered. Her voice came out soft. "Calm. Too calm. You wanted the truth." The reflection smiled. But her real face didn't. That was when he realized. The mirror wasn't showing her. It was showing something else. Something wearing her. He turned away instantly. I don't want to see it. Too late, she whispered. The candle flame went out. Darkness swallowed the room. Only the mirror still glowed faintly. He could hear movement now. Not footsteps. Something dragging. Slow. Wet. Unnatural. Stay where you are, she said quietly. But he didn't listen. Panic took over. He rushed toward the door, grabbing the handle. Locked. Still locked. His hands shook violently as he tried to open it. Open. Open the door, he shouted. Behind him. Silence. Too much silence. He slowly turned his head. Just slightly. Not fully. The mirror. Something inside it was now standing closer. Much closer. Not her reflection anymore. Not even human. Its face was stretched, hollow, its eyes too deep, too empty. And yet, it was smiling. No, he whispered, stepping back. Then, a voice. Right behind him. Close. Closer than it should be. You locked the door. He froze. That voice. It wasn't hers anymore. He turned slowly. She was standing right behind him now. Closer than the mirror showed. Closer than possible. Her head tilted slightly. Her eyes, darker. Deeper. Empty. Her hand slowly lifted toward her face again. But this time, there was no hesitation. You wanted to see, she said softly. And then, she began to peel it off. Not like makeup. Not like skin. Like something that had been hiding. For a very long time. His back hit the wall. There was nowhere left to go. She stood inches away from him. Still. Silent. Watching. Her fingers dug into the edge of her face. And then, she pulled. A wet, unnatural sound filled the room. Not like skin tearing. Not like anything human. He screamed. The makeup didn't come off in pieces. It stretched. Long. Dark. Like something resisting. Like it didn't want to let go. And when it finally did, what remained underneath wasn't her. Her face was hollow. Not rotten. Not broken. Just wrong. Her skin looked too tight in some places. And completely absent in others. As if her real face had been replaced, badly. Her eyes. No whites. No pupils. Just deep, endless darkness. And inside that darkness, movement. He couldn't look away. Even though every part of him screamed to run. What are you? He choked. Her head tilted. Slowly. Unnaturally. I was someone, once, she said. But her voice echoed. Layered. Like multiple voices speaking at the same time. Her lips didn't fully match the words. I tried to hide it, she continued. For as long as I could. The thing she peeled off. The makeup. Was still in her hand. But now. It moved. It twitched. Like a living thing. He stared in horror. That's not makeup. She smiled. A broken, stretched smile. It's the only thing that keeps me looking like you. The room felt smaller. Tighter. Like the walls were closing in. You're not human, he whispered. Her expression didn't change. I stopped being human the day I took it off for the first time. The candle suddenly reignited. Without anyone touching it. And in that flickering light, he saw it clearly. Her face wasn't just wrong. It was shifting. Constantly. Like it couldn't stay stable. Like something inside was trying different shapes. You should have let me keep it on, she said softly. He shook his head violently. No, no, this isn't real. Look at me, she said. He didn't want to. But something forced him. His eyes lifted, locked with hers. And in that moment, he saw everything. Not just her. Others. Faces. Dozens. Hundreds. All trapped inside that darkness. Screaming. He staggered back, clutching his head. What did you do? Her voice dropped. Cold. I didn't do this. A pause. I was chosen. The air shifted again. Heavy. Breathing. Alive. And then, the mirror behind her cracked. A thin line at first. Then spreading. Fast. Something inside it was trying to come out. The mirror shattered. Not outward, but inward. Like something from the other side had pulled it apart. Darkness spilled out. Thick. Moving. Alive. He fell to the floor, crawling backward. No, no, no. The thing behind her rose slowly. Formless. Yet watching. You weren't supposed to see this, she said quietly. Her voice no longer sounded human. It vibrated. Like it was coming from everywhere at once. The shadow behind her stretched across the walls. Crawling. Reaching. He tried to stand. Slipped. Fell again. The door. Still locked. You locked it, she reminded him. His breathing turned wild. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. The shadow paused. Reacting. Feeding on his fear. She stepped closer. Each step slightly off. Like her body wasn't moving normally. You were curious, she said. Another step. Curiosity always comes with a price. The shadow behind her began to form shapes. Faces. Distorted. Screaming silently. He covered his ears. Stop it. Please stop it. But the sounds weren't outside. They were inside his head. You can hear them now, she whispered. He shook his head violently. No, no. They couldn't leave, she continued. The room darkened further. The corners disappeared. Walls fading into shadow. They saw what you saw. The shadow moved closer. Closer. And now, you belong with them. He screamed and lunged toward the door again. This time, it opened. He didn't think. Didn't look back. He ran. Out of the room. Down the hallway. Into darkness. His footsteps echoed loudly. Too loudly. Then, he stopped. Something was wrong. The hallway was longer than before. Much longer. Endless. No, he whispered. He turned around. The door behind him. Gone. Only darkness. And then, a voice. Right beside his ear. You can't leave. He froze. Slowly. He looked down. His shadow wasn't matching his body anymore. It was moving on its own. Reaching toward him. And from within it, those same faces began to appear. Watching. Waiting. Hungry. The shadow grabbed his ankle. Cold. Tight. Alive. He screamed and kicked wildly, dragging himself forward. Let go. The hallway twisted around him. Walls bending. Stretching. Breathing. From the shadow, hands began to form. Dozens of them. Grabbing. Pulling. You can't run, the voices whispered together. He clawed at the floor, desperation taking over. No. I'm getting out. Then. He remembered. The room. The mirror. Her words. I was chosen. His eyes widened. This isn't a place. The shadows paused. Just for a second. It's feeding on fear, he whispered. The hands tightened again. Stronger this time. His heart pounded violently. If fear made it stronger, then panic would kill him. He forced himself to breathe. Slow. Controlled. The whispers grew louder. Angrier. Stay with us. You belong here. Don't leave. He shut his eyes. No, this isn't real. The grip loosened. Slightly. It's not real, he repeated, louder this time. The hallway flickered. Like a broken image. Suddenly. Memories flooded his mind. Not his own. A woman. Years ago. Standing in front of the same mirror. Alone. Terrified. She was crying. Her hands shaking as she wiped off her makeup. And beneath it. That same darkness. He gasped. That was you, he whispered. Her voice echoed faintly around him. Yes. The memory continued. The mirror wasn't normal. It had been brought into the village long ago. A gift. Or maybe a curse. Anyone who saw their true reflection in it didn't just see themselves. They were taken. Replaced. Their fear fed something inside. Something ancient. You didn't choose this, he said, realizing. No, a voice replied. But you did. The shadows surged again. Angrier. Faster. You looked. The hands grabbed him again. Pulling him down. But this time. He didn't fight. Instead. He looked directly into the darkness. I'm not afraid of you, he said. Silence. The shadow froze. You're nothing without fear. The faces twisted. Screaming. The hallway began collapsing. Breaking apart. Light cracked through the darkness. The grip vanished. He fell forward. And suddenly. He was back in the room. Breathing heavily. Alive. The mirror was shattered. The room empty. She was gone. Everything gone. Except one thing. His reflection. Standing still. Not moving. He stared at the mirror. Frozen. His reflection. Wasn't breathing. But he was. A cold wave ran through his body. No, he whispered. He lifted his hand slowly. His reflection didn't. Silence filled the room again. Heavy. Dead. That's not possible. He stepped closer. Heart pounding. The reflection finally moved. But not like him. It was delayed. Just like hers had been. His breath stopped. No, no, no. A faint sound echoed behind him. Soft. Familiar. You made it out. He turned instantly. She was standing there. In the corner. But. She was normal again. Her face. Perfect. Calm. Human. Relief hit him instantly. You're okay. She smiled. Softly. Yes. Something felt wrong. Too easy. What happened? He asked. She stepped closer. The same thing that always happens, she said. He frowned. What do you mean? She stopped in front of him. You saw it. A pause. And you survived. His chest tightened. That means, she continued. He slowly shook his head. No. Her smile widened slightly. You were strong enough. The room felt colder again. His reflection. Still not matching. Strong enough for what he asked. Her eyes locked onto his. To take my place. Silence. Everything stopped. No, that's not. Suddenly. Pain hit his face. Sharp. Burning. He screamed, grabbing his skin. It felt like something was being pulled. From the inside. Wait, what's happening? She stepped back humbly. Watching. The mirror doesn't let anyone leave, she said. His reflection began to change. Darkness spreading beneath the surface. No. No, stop it. He ran to the door. Unlocked. He pulled it open. And froze. Outside. Was not the village. Only darkness. Endless. He turned back. She was gone. Only the mirror remained. And inside it. She stood. Smiling. Free. His reflection screamed. But no sound came out. Because now. That wasn't his reflection anymore. It was him. Trapped. Watching. Waiting. For the next person. To look.